All right, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the Blazin Takes podcast. This is episode number 2. We kind of recorded a number 2 episode. I think it was September 1st. Technical difficulties happened. As you can tell, we have kind of upgraded our gear here from episode 1. If you watch episode 1 and you come to this episode, you're going to notice quite a difference.
Oh, yeah.
But we are improving for you guys. We are investing, trying to make things better so you guys have a better experience here watching us.
Absolutely.
So we appreciate you watching this right now. You can go ahead and link with us on social media everywhere at Blazin Takes Pod. Blazin, Blazin Takes Pod, Pod. And yeah, find us, send us hot takes and stuff. You will get featured on the episode. We are very excited to see what you guys have to say. The NFL season is kicking off. We are currently recording this on Tuesday night. The NFL season kicks off in about a little bit less than 48 hours. So very fun time. And obviously we're going to have a lot of NFL topics for you today. We're going to give you guys our all Blazin NFL team for this year. We're going to predict the best player at all of the main positions on what we think. So this will be the Blazin football team this year. And we will see at the end of the year, we'll kind of compare it to the all NFL first team and see how close we are, how many we got right. Yeah. So it'll be fun. You know, you guys can give us your opinion on that as well. We're also going to get into a little bit of NBA today, so stay tuned for that. We're going to be talking about the Cavs, the Nets, Raptors, Hawks. I mean, we got some stuff going on there. And then we're going to end it out with some NFL Week 1 picks. I'm sure you are making your predictions as well. So we're going to be going right along, making some predictions, telling you which games we think are games that you maybe should bet on. We got the betting lines here, or just what games are locks, what games we might pick some upsets. So yeah, it's going to be a good episode. So just, kick back, relax, whatever you're doing, put us on while you're cleaning, whatever you're doing.
Absolutely.
Put us on, just come and hang with us and get some hot takes, but also get some good sports knowledge, hopefully. Hopefully you guys are staying engaged the whole way. That's our goal. So without any further ado, in honor of that, we're going to get into this all NFL team here, the all Blazin NFL team. I don't know exactly what to call it yet. Something will stick. I'm thinking the Blazin all NFL team.
I like it.
Probably the way we're going to go with it here.
Yeah.
So let's just get into it, bro.
Let's do it,
so
man.
You want to go ahead and unveil our quarterback of the Blazin team.
This one was tough, man.
Very tough.
You can go with numerous quarterbacks: Justin Herbert, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, heck, even Joe Burrow with the team he has. But what Nick and I went with is Josh Allen.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy.
Yeah, at the end of the day, Josh Allen, he's got everything. What does he not have? He's got it all. He's got a favorable division.
Yep.
You think about Justin Herbert. Dude's got a gauntlet. Joe Burrow got a gauntlet.
He does.
He has the Dolphins and the Patriots kind of. Not really scared of those teams.
No.
You can make a case for Aaron Rodgers as well, being the MVP last year, but loses Devontae Adams. It's tough. You don't know,
Yeah,
you could say Tom Brady. His line is not great right now. A lot of injuries on that line. And he wasn't with the team for about a month in August. So I can't really say that. And then Patrick Mahomes lost Tyreek Hill. So that's what got us to Josh Allen there.
Yeah.
Now, the running back of the squad, I don't know if anybody else will have anybody other than this right now. I would be interested to see if you guys think there'll be another best running back in the league. But we went with Jonathan Taylor. I think it's a no-brainer right now after the season he had last year. Now, running backs are really tough to predict because injuries happen, things happen. But I think right now Jonathan Taylor is primed to have himself a hell of a season. So I think that's what kind of why we went Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, it's just kind of, you can make an argument for maybe a couple of running backs,
Yeah.
but I think Jonathan Taylor's pretty head to pack.
He's that guy, dude.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
I think you have to go with Jonathan Taylor here.
Yeah.
And then, so we were doing 2 wide receivers because, wide receiver is such a deep position in the NFL. It's such a commodity right now. I think it's a good idea for us to go ahead and do 2 wide receivers. So wide receiver number 1, we have Devontae Adams.
Oh, yeah.
And then you want to go ahead and let them know our wide receiver number 2.
Man, number 2's got to be Justin Jefferson, but you can make an argument with Jamar Chase, Cooper Kupp,
Stephon Diggs
even. Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
I would even argue Tyreek Hill, but no, not really. But I do I put him in my top 5 wide receivers list for a reason. I am a big Tyreek Hill fan, but I don't know if I can justify it that much on this one. But still,
what's the show called?
It's Blazin Takes. Maybe I say no, but I can't. I like to teeter with the line of a hot take, but also not sounding like an idiot. That's kind of like the struggle with this show, because we want to have hot takes and keep you guys entertained, but at the same time, we want to keep some dignity and have takes that we actually believe in. So anything that we say, we do believe in. But sometimes we like to think a little different. We don't like to go with the crowd here. This isn't first take or anything, you know what I mean? So anyway, let's move on here. Tight end. Now, speaking of Blazin Takes, we are going with the man himself, the Raven, Mark Andrews here at tight end. Now, you might be thinking at home, why Mark Andrews? What about Travis Kelce? Right. He had a great season. I think I saw a stat that he is going to break a Rob Gronkowski record for something soon, maybe 100 yards in a game for a tight end or something.
Wow.
He's going to break his record this year or something if he has 4 or 5 100-yard games or something.
Interesting.
So basically, you could argue that he's the greatest tight end of all time. I just think for this upcoming season, with the Chiefs losing Tyreek Hill, a lot of emphasis is going to be going on Travis Kelce here.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, he's going to get a lot more looks than he ever has from defenses. Yep. And I just think it's going to affect him a little bit. Mark Andrews, there's no change in him. They lost Marquise Brown, but there's going to be no change in the offense for him. Whereas Tyreek Hill was such a big part of that offense. It's going to change a lot for Kelce. So that's where we're going with Mark Andrews there.
Absolutely.
It might be a little bit of a hot take, but at the end of the day, I don't think that too many people won't see where we're coming from with this.
Yeah, I mean, he's easily a top 3 tight end in the league.
Oh,
so it's not like we're just saying Hayden Hurst from the Bengals.
Exactly, yeah. It's not out of left field. It's a little bit of a hot take, but let us know who you guys think you would take for this coming season, Mark Andrews or Travis Kelce.
Absolutely.
So then for our offensive line here, we went ahead and we were doing 1 tackle, 1 guard, and 1 center. Mm-hmm. So the tackle we have chosen is Rashawn Slater.
I like it.
Protects Justin Herbert. He was a hell of a tackle last year.
He's young.
Yeah.
He's young,
He's young. He was already great at Pro Bowler, but he has room to improve even more.
Right.
And I think we were debating Trent Williams here.
I mean, Trent Williams, he don't get me wrong, he's still in his prime, I feel like. But I'm excited to see what Rashawn Slater's potential is, man.
Well, I mean, after 1 year, the guy already looks like he's a freaking I mean, he's an All-Pro. So, I think there's no way it's not really a hot take to think that he could be the best tackle in the league.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's a whole 10 years younger than Trent Williams.
It's got to be something close to that, man.
Yeah.
So obviously he's got a hell of a future coming ahead of him.
Absolutely.
Now guard, we went with Quentin Nelson. This might be a casual take, but honestly,
he's a dog, man.
Yeah, he's a dog. But also, do you guys really know that many guards, offensive guards? Let's be honest here. He's kind of the first guy that came to mind. So we're going with Quentin Nelson. He is a dog, and he's going to get a lot of recognition because he's going to have Jonathan Taylor running behind him.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, he's on a run-heavy offense. And he's going to get a lot of chances to show what he's got.
Oh, yeah.
So, I think there's no way that he thinks. And then center, we want to show a little love to the Detroit Lions. We're going with Frank Ragnow. Yeah. I really like this guy, actually.
Me too, man.
Yeah, he's a hard-nosed center. And, again, with centers, how many centers do you guys really know? Corey Linsley and Creed Humphrey were also in discussion. Yep. But at the end of the day, we decided to go with Frank Ragnow. Also, there was no Lions love on this roster.
Yeah, you got to show him some love. And they haven't got any love since Calvin Johnson was
there. We decided to show the Lions a little bit of love here. Yeah. So, moving on to the defense. Now, that's our offense. We have 8 offense and 8 defense. So that's our offense right there.
Yeah.
Moving on to the defense now. Cornerback, number 1. We're doing 2 corners as well as like we did with 2 wide receivers. 2 corners. So, we are going with Jalen Ramsey as our corner number 1. I think
everyone expected that.
Yeah, it's a very expected take there. And then corner 2, this was actually, you kind of threw this guy out there.
I like this man. I like, we went with J.C. Jackson. I absolutely love this guy. I think he can do it all.
Yeah.
Zone coverage, man coverage. He's a good tackler. He could tackle well in open field. I think he's just all around solid cornerback.
Yeah, and him out in LA, it's going to be a big help for their defense.
Yeah.
And he's in his prime too, which is
man.
Which is awesome for them.
Yeah.
So definitely a very kind of a hot take, but you got to put him in there. He showed it so far.
Mm-hmm.
Now moving on to free safety, we got a free safety and strong safety. Free safety, we're going to go with Justin Simmons from the Denver Broncos. Now, this was a really tough one. There's a lot of guys you can put in there. There's a lot of good safeties in the league, really. We kind of went with Justin Simmons on, he's kind of like been there, like kind of around the pack of like Jesse Bates, like Marcus Williams, like right around there. We're just thinking, hey, he might take that next step and become like that guy and get that nod for a first team nod and make the Pro Bowl and all that. Yeah. So that's why we went with Justin Simmons. I feel like him being in a lot, probably, I know he's been with the team since maybe 2017.
Sounds about right.
But this is the first meaningful season, as you can think, for the Broncos. They actually have a real legit quarterback.
Yeah.
I just think there's something to be said about a team that is, when they're in the playoff push, I think everybody elevates their play and they play better. So he's already been great. And now we're going to be seeing him on a winning team, you would assume.
Yeah.
I think he's going to take that next step and become like one of those guys, like one of the best safeties in the league, like a top 3 safety overall, and maybe a top 3 safety in the league.
I can see
what we're thinking. And then strong safety, we went with Derwin James, another Chargers player. Chargers got a lot of players over here.
Oh, yeah.
But Derwin James, he just got a bag.
Yeah, he did.
And
he deserved it.
Yeah, he definitely did, man. And if he can stay healthy, he will be one of the best safeties in the league.
Absolutely.
No doubt. It's really just the health that is the question with him.
It really is, man. When he's healthy, God goodness, man, he is scary. I would not want to throw it towards his side of the field.
No, not at all, man. Derwin is an athlete in every sense of the form. And, so he's just an overall athlete. So I think,
for sure.
Yeah. So moving on, we got a middle linebacker here. Now this guy kind of plays all over the place. We're just kind of thinking of him as a middle linebacker. He might play outside a little bit, but you get what we mean. Shaquille Leonard, formerly known as Darius Leonard, he's now changed his name to Shaquille.
Yep. Which I respect.
Dude is a dog.
Mm-hmm.
Dude. I mean, what's not to like about his game? I think he's very underrated. He came out of nowhere too, and nowhere in school. I can't remember what school he came out of, but
really small school. It might be an FCS school.
Yeah, it was a really small school, dude.
Yeah,
and you got to love the story. And we think that he's going to take that next step, even that more of a next step. He's already a star, but take that next step and become, the best.
Like the Ray Lewis,
he could
category,
Yeah,
he has that potential, man.
Yeah, definitely. Other guys we kind of threw around was like Bobby Wagner and stuff too, which obviously him being on the Rams could be a big thing as well.
Yep.
But we wanted to show love to Shaquille Leonard here.
Absolutely, deserves that too.
Yeah,
for sure.
Of course. And then we got 2 edge/outside linebacker positions. It's kind of a hybrid role nowadays. Some guys get down on the line, some guys stand up and rush. Kind of like a hybrid role here. But first, of course, we got T.J. Watt, Defensive Player of the Year last year.
And he played in how many games last year?
I believe it was like 15 and a half or something.
And led the league
14 and a half, I think.
Led the league in sacks?
Led the league in sacks, tied the all-time sack record.
Absolute.
So, I believe it was,
unit, man.
He missed like 2 games and like 2 halves of another game or like half of another game or something. He missed at least 2 games though. And he still tied the all-time sack record. So
love that, man.
I mean, there's no argument here. I think he can repeat it again. Obviously, me being a Steelers fan, I hope he can repeat it again and become Defensive Player of the Year. But even if he's not even Defensive Player of the Year, I think he can still get an all first team 100%. Because this guy could also win for Defensive Player of the Year. Our other edge, outside linebacker, you might think of somebody, but we're not talking about him. We're talking about Micah Parsons. Now, sorry about Myles Garrett. I appreciate Myles Garrett. He's very good. But Micah Parsons, man, 1 year.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a dog.
Dude. Oh, my God. Rookie of the year. How many sacks or tackles that man even have, man?
Dude, I don't know. He had he definitely was maybe in the teens, high teens for sacks or something. He had a lot of sacks though. Yeah,
everywhere on the field.
If T.J. Watt didn't have the season he had, Micah Parsons very well could have taken the Defensive Player of the Year instead of Defensive Rookie of the Year. He could have taken Defensive Player of the Year too.
There's a time I thought about it. I was like, man, this man can really win Defensive Player of the Year as a rookie, dude.
It could have happened, bro. It definitely could have happened.
Yeah.
I think he is primed to have even a better season this year with a full off season with the Cowboys, getting used to the NFL and just coming in ready. I mean, he's an athlete, dude, and I think there's no. I will argue with anybody for an hour about this. I mean, I think Micah Parsons is going to be better than Myles Garrett this year, and I'm sorry. I'm not going to say anything else about it, bro. I just think he's going to be that good.
It's a valid argument. You know, no disrespect to Myles Garrett. But
yeah, no disrespect at all. Myles Garrett is the third guy here.
Absolutely.
He's an honorable mention, of course. Myles Garrett has to be on there.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think Micah Parsons is going to be better this year. And then we got a defensive tackle here. I don't think this is really any debate for anybody. It's Aaron Donald, of course.
There's no other way around it.
Probably the best
defensive
football player in the league. Like
probably maybe top 3 ever.
Yeah, I mean,
oh my God, look at this man's number size career.
Yeah, and now he's got the ring to add on to it.
Yeah.
And I was sad that thinking he could retire, but he's back.
Yep.
He's going to be wreaking havoc. We're going to see him in a couple days trying to take Josh Allen's head off. It's going to be great. He might be swinging a helmet again, man.
2 of them possibly.
Yeah, 2. He might have 2 Bills helmets just doing a straight Myles Garrett now. But, yeah, so I don't think there's any debate with that one. Obviously, we could throw in Chris Jones.
Yeah.
Vita Vea is a good defensive tackle as well. Cameron Hayward.
Yeah.
But, you know, none of those guys, all those guys just would do anything to have Aaron Donald's talent.
No.
So, obviously, Aaron Donald. And we have a couple other honorable mentions that we listed down, just guys that we think should get a mention here. Cornerback, we got Tre'Davious White. I think he's out for the first 4 games of the season. I believe he's on the IR for the first 4 games. But he's a dog when he's playing. Definitely a top 3 corner in the league. You also have Jair Alexander that you could throw into the mix a little bit. But we felt Trey White deserved some. And then we got another guy, your guy over here.
Jamar Chase. I mean, he deserves to be on there. It's an honorable mention. Like we talked about this episode 1. You can't go wrong with either him or Justin Jefferson. No. You really can't.
They're very interchangeable. Honestly, we could have put 100%. Jamar on that list, and I wouldn't have felt bad at all.
Like you said, even Cooper Kupp, you throw him on there.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Yeah. But back to Tre'Davious White for a quick second, man. You know, figuring out the corners, like with him, I feel like Jalen Ramsey's by far probably the number 1 corner in the league. But like, you can't go wrong with Trey White, J.C. Jackson, or even Jair Alexander. I think those 3 are about even.
Oh,
so this is total personal preference, what you choose,
right?
Who you want.
Yeah, I mean, it's another thing. It's kind of like the Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson debate.
Exactly.
These guys are interchangeable. You know, there's so much talent in the league.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
It's so interchangeable. So we really just give you guys what we think. Yep. But honestly, we could have done this a couple different ways. But this is what we think. So we're gonna revisit this at the end of the season, and we'll probably be way off. I'll be happy if we get half of these guys. But we'll see how many guys that we just named are on the All-Pro first team.
Wait till George Pickens makes that list.
Hey, maybe one day. We'll see, man. So we're gonna get back to some more NFL. Don't you worry. But first, we're gonna make a little pit stop here. We're gonna talk about the NBA a little bit now. I know we haven't really talked about the NBA much on this channel yet, but we definitely are big NBA fans as well.
Oh, yeah.
It's just football season, so you're going to be getting a lot of football content from us. But we're also going to touch on the NBA, and we'll be touching on it more and more as the season gets closer. But we've had some big news actually recently in the NBA. Donovan Mitchell getting traded to the Cavs. I'm sure you already know. Lauri Markkanen, Colin Sexton, Ochai Agbaji, 3 first-round picks and 2 pick swaps going back to Utah. Now, I heard a rumor, actually. Now, I don't know if I believe this. So, there was a rumor that Donovan Mitchell wanted out, of course.
Right.
And Danny Ainge and the front office in Utah was not very happy about this. And they could have dealt him to New York for a better package. But they said, nah, you're going to go to Cleveland. We're not going to send you to your hometown. We're going to send you to Cleveland because we don't want to. We're kind of like the thing with the Spurs where they were like, oh, Kawhi, you want out? We're going to send you to another country. We're going to send you to Canada. We're going to send you to Toronto.
Good point.
We're not going to send you to LA where you want to go. We're going to send you somewhere else. Now, I feel like Danny Ainge being a Celtic, he's not very fond for the Knicks, I'm sure. So he probably didn't want to do business with them anyway. But that'd be interesting to see if that rumor, I just wanted to bring that up on the show.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I just saw it the other day. I think it's an interesting rumor, but honestly, I don't understand how that's really like doing Donovan Mitchell dirty. You're sending him to a better situation in Cleveland.
Oh, I'd be happy if I were him.
I mean, dude, yeah. I mean, yeah, sure. Outside of basketball, yeah, it kind of sucks to live in Cleveland. I mean, we're from Ohio. Ohio can suck.
Oh, yeah.
But
especially in the winter.
yeah, and if he's from New York, I understand. But at the end of the day, we're talking about strictly basketball here.
Yep.
Yeah, Cleveland is a better situation for Donovan. So that brings us to the burning question. I think it's been a big debate, and it really has shaken the league up a little bit here with the Cavs. What is the Cavs' ceiling this year? How far can they go? Now, I'm not talking about the future. What about this year? Seems like a win now kind of move and a future move, but
wow,
how far do you think they can go? What seeding are you thinking of, and how far do you think they're going in the playoffs?
I mean, man, I can see them getting like a 3 seed.
Okay,
a 3 seed. Getting to the, I can't see them getting to the NBA Finals.
Yeah,
but I can see them, making a leap to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Sure.
I can't, Donovan Mitchell and Garland, who knows what kind of duo they could be, man. They could be scary. The only thing I'm worried about is their defense.
Yeah.
Out in the wing position. That's the only thing that worries me. But, this team has a lot of potential, man.
Yeah. Well, you speak on the defense. Obviously, Garland and Mitchell are not a great defensive backcourt.
Right.
But you have arguably the best defensive front court with Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, and you have Isaac Okoro, who is a great defender.
Oh,
so I like the way they've constructed this team. So they're saying, yeah, you might beat these guys off the dribble, but you have Evan Mobley or Jared Allen standing right there in your face. It's gonna make a lot of teams take a lot of tough shots. And I think the way you're gonna beat the Cavs is with quick ball movement. So let's say you beat Garland, right?
Yep.
Evan Mobley stepping up. You got to be able to move the ball and keep it moving because you're going to get past the defender, and obviously guys are going to help. If you keep the ball moving, you will get a lot of open shots against the Cavs.
Yep.
But also, Isaac Okoro is a great help defender. They got a lot of great. I mean, they got a good, solid team around there. And Donovan Mitchell, for as bad of a defender as he's been, he's very athletic. So I think that they're going to be okay on the defensive end.
Oh, yeah.
I think if he puts in a little more effort. I remember Donovan Mitchell at Louisville being a good defender, but in the NBA so far, that really hasn't been the case. But I think there's potential for him to figure it out on the defensive end. And then Garland's kind of that only guy that's kind of a liability.
Yeah,
and that's okay. You just don't want to have too many guys that are a liability on the team. And I've seen that being a Celtics fan with Kemba and stuff. These guys become a liability. Kyrie, Isaiah Thomas, it becomes a problem. So, yeah.
I mean, you feel like the teams with who are more like an isolated offense, like the Mavericks.
Yeah.
They're very isolated. They rely on Luka. They could struggle against a team like that.
You're going to have to move the ball.
You have to against that team, man.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to get those. You beat the guy with the dribble, and then there's not a lot of interior defense, and you're able to just go right to the rim. No, Evan Mobley and Jared Allen are for real. These are defensive player of the year candidates right here.
And Evan Mobley's only going to his second year, man. Just imagine how his potential could be.
Yeah, dude. Mobley is going to be
sky is the limit.
Yeah, he's going to be like a Chris Bosh kind of player, I think.
I could see it.
Yeah, that's my comp for him. But as far as the Cavs go, I think I could see them hitting the 4 seed. Only reason I say 4 instead of 3, like you said, I think I have the Celtics, Bucks, and then I would say one of the Heat or Sixers. There's no way one of those teams isn't better than the Cavs. I just think if you look at the chemistry of a team like the Heat and Spoelstra, the Cavs, they're adding in a start. They're adding in a number 1 option. It can get kind of shaky at first, and they might be trying to play catch up. I'm not saying that they can't get, a top 3 seed, but I don't really see it happening. So I would say 4th is the ceiling. I could see them falling anywhere from 4 to 7. The East is tough,
It is 100%.
It's very tough.
I mean, the floor for them, for me, man, the Cavaliers, just going back to the defense. I don't know how the defense will be, in the backcourt.
Yeah.
But I can see the floor being making the play-in.
Yeah, that's fair.
And losing, kind of like
right,
last
year. 7, 8, 9.
Losing in the play-in, man.
Yeah, I mean,
I could see that happening too.
I mean, I could definitely see that happening.
Absolutely.
The East is so tough.
It is.
We're gonna get to that in 1 minute. We're gonna kind of lay it out on how the East is about to look this year.
Yeah.
Because it's actually wild. But real quick, before we do that, we're gonna touch on another team that has made not necessarily made moves, actually not made moves. The Nets keeping guys, running it back. We got Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, Ben Simmons. Supposedly they're all gonna play this year. I'll believe it when I see it, honestly.
Yeah, right. I agree.
We've got them. So much talent. It's just, how is it going to work? How's the chemistry going to be? They added T.J. Warren. They added Royce O'Neal. They got Patty Mills back.
Yep.
They added Markieff Morris. They got wings. They got Claxton back.
Claxton. You got Joe Harris.
Harris should be healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, on paper, they might have a top 3 roster in the league. Probably they do have a
Hands
top 3
down.
roster in the league. They have a hell of a
down,
team
bro.
on paper.
Yeah.
But that's where it starts and ends with the Nets because the chemistry issues, the off-court stuff, it has just been
Atrocious,
unreal.
man.
It has just been unreal the last couple of years.
Drama.
So it honestly is hard for me to sit here and be like, oh, yeah, they're going to be great. But I think their ceiling, second seed. I mean, if everything goes right, they could be a second seed.
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
Seriously. And then they have the roster to do it. They could easily jump in there.
Absolutely.
But also, I think they have the biggest range in the NBA right now. I could see them going from second seed all the way to ninth seed and getting, like how they were last year, the ninth seed, getting that home play-in game. Or no, they were they only had to win one game, right?
Yeah,
never
they
mind.
were the 7th seed.
Never mind. But
Yeah.
I could see them being 9 and having to win 2 games in the play-in, honestly.
Me too.
It really could happen because, Kevin Durant injury could happen. Kyrie Irving injury could happen. Or who knows, the dude could just stop playing. Ben Simmons, who knows, dude? The guy's scared to touch a basketball. I'm not putting any weight into that. Steve Nash, I don't think the dude can coach.
Hell of a ball player. Just can't
the dude
coach,
can't
man. Yeah, hell of a ball player, though.
Oh yeah, great. I mean, but dude can't coach. So yeah, I think. What do you think about the Nets this year, though?
All right, man. So Nick, I kind of agree with you, man. I can see the Nets now. The absolute ceiling, man. Because if you look at it, like you just brought up a second ago, on paper, this team could have the best roster in the NBA.
Yeah.
So like, why not say they could be a 1 seed as a ceiling for them? If the chemistry's clicking, if Steve Nash can actually like get some intensity when he's coaching, this team can potentially be a number 1 seed, man. And they can go as far as I believe they can go as far as the finals, dude. On paper, you look at it that way, man. You got KD, who's arguably the best player in the NBA right now, one of the greatest scorers of all time.
All right,
Kyrie Irving is a top 3-point guard in the league still right now. You can make an argument.
Yeah, you can make an argument.
You
sure.
can make an argument with that. Yeah.
Curry.
Yeah.
Ja.
Yeah.
I mean, it's close. I'm probably forgetting somebody else that's
Yeah.
good. There's a lot of good points. LaMelo's a good player. But okay.
Trae
sure,
Young.
sure.
Yeah.
At his peak, Kyrie can be
Absolutely.
a top 3-point guard in the league. Sure.
Yeah, dude. So you got 2, all NBA, all-star caliber players, who are, best friends, good friends, and everything. You got Ben Simmons, like you said, he's really iffy, man. I like him on defense. He's he's absolutely elite on defense.
Yeah.
If he could just not be scared of touching the basketball on offense, and be like how he used to be and facilitate, man, this team can be scary, man. They can be at 1 seed if everything just obviously goes perfectly, man.
Oh yeah, dude.
No injuries, nothing. They could be a 1 seed, possibly. I say possibly get to the finals. Okay?
Sure.
Now the floor of this team, man. This team could be this could be this could be a disaster.
Yeah, that's
Okay? Yeah. I agree with you, Nick. I can see him being a 9 seed and getting bounced in the play-in. Just like, I know last year, I always forget they came out of play-in, but to me it felt like they lost in the play-in because they got swept by your Celtics in the first round.
Yeah, that was obviously a very short run for the Nets last year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm with you. I think I could see them making it to the finals at their absolute peak. But yeah, I could also see them getting bounced in the first round or getting, bounced in the play-in very easily too if they have the problems that they had last year. I don't think that's a wild thing to say, honestly, about that because I think it can happen. They have a crazy range. So
Absolutely.
So yeah, speaking of missing playoffs and stuff, there's a lot of teams in the East right now that are viable playoff contenders. So I'm just gonna name these off. Now I'm gonna name you 9 teams, right? Obviously the playoffs, only 8 teams make it. Now we're not talking about the play-in, we're not counting that. We're talking about when the playoffs come out, 1 through 8.
Okay.
What team out of these 9 is going to be the odd man out here? Okay.
Gotcha.
So let's think about it here. So we got Celtics, Bucks, Heat, 76ers.
Yep.
Bulls, Cavs, Hawks, Nets, and Raptors. Now, all of those teams are very good. Now, out of last year, the team that didn't make the playoffs was the Cavs.
Correct.
Out of these 9. Now, the Cavs obviously had Donovan Mitchell,
Yep.
so I don't think that you're going to pick that, but who is the odd man out here?
Man, I gotta go with the Toronto Raptors.
Okay.
I do. They played the Sixers tough last year.
Yep.
Lost in 6 games. They played them tough, but I don't know, man. I'm just not a believer in this team.
That's fair.
I like Scotty Barnes' potential, of course. You know, I feel like he did deserve Rookie of the Year last year. You know, I like the way he played last year, but man, I don't know. Like, you can make an argument with the Hawks, but I like the direction the Hawks are going with DeJounte Murray getting added to the team this year, and Trey Young's continuing to impress me more and more each and every year. So it's like, I have to go with the Toronto Raptors right now.
All right. I think that would probably be my number 2 option for this question. The Raptors always play better than their potential, honestly.
They do.
Nick Nurse, as much as I don't like Nick Nurse, I'm sorry. I think he's the most annoying coach ever to me, but I respect him. He's a great coach. He always gets his teams. He's kind of like a Spoelstra-esque guy. His teams are always, they find these guys out of nowhere and turn them into players, and they all play hard. They all buy in.
Yeah,
it's really something that is admirable that I hope that Ime Udoka can start to implement with my Celtics here. But I mean, dude, their staff out there in Toronto is amazing on player development, finding players. I mean, nothing but praise to that. Honestly, their staff is it's actually really impressive. Yeah. So for that reason, I'm going to go with a team that I don't believe in as much organizationally. Maybe on paper they're a better team, but I'm going to go with the Hawks, like you said. I got to go with the Hawks. Now, Trae Young is limited in the playoffs. I know they had that run when they made it to the ECF not that long ago.
Right.
So it's kind of weird for me to say this, but last year, I don't know. Now, they add DeJounte Murray. I like him. I don't know how the fit will be. Him and Trae Young both seem like they are guys that want the ball in their hands a lot. I don't see DeJounte Murray being very effective playing off the ball. He's not a great shooter. And I don't think Trae Young wants to play off the ball. So defensively, that's an upgrade because DeJounte Murray is a good defender. Right. And he can take over more of the duties of guarding the point guard, and Trae Young can kind of hide him on somebody that's maybe just a spot up shooter or something.
Absolutely.
Now, you know, maybe I'm wrong, and maybe they are a great backcourt and they work together, but I don't have a lot of faith in their offensively with the spacing and all of the Helena Hawks. I like John Collins. He's injured a lot. I don't know. I have a lot of questions with them, really.
Yeah. And I mean, they're my second team if I had to pick besides the Raptors.
Right. I think those are the two. You know, you can make the argument for the Bulls if DeMar DeRozan kind of falls off.
Lonzo Ball gets hurt.
And if Lonzo Ball's hurt.
You know.
And Vucevic is kind of, he's on the downturn.
Even Zach LaVine gets injured.
Yeah. I mean, you can have. So the Bulls are another candidate. The Nets, obviously, if everything goes wrong. Yeah. I think the locks, you got Celtics, Bucks, Heat, Sixers are going to be locks.
Absolutely.
And I would almost say the Cavs are locks. I got to see maybe a fourth of the season to say that.
I agree.
But on paper, the Cavs should be a lock. And the Nets should be a lock. But, I mean, there's so many problems that you really can't say they're a lock at anything, honestly, because there's nothing about them that is a lock right now. So,
you know, back to your point about the Hawks, man, offensively, they could scare me for sure because, you know, Clint Capella is not an offensive player down low. He's a menace on defense, dude. You know, I'd want on my team for defense, absolutely. But you're right, man. I see where you're coming from.
The Hawks' defense is going to be greatly improved, which was kind of like their biggest flaw, I feel like.
Yeah.
But, man, I don't know. Their offense could take a hit with DeJounte Murray and Clint Capella, and John Collins is an okay spacer. But really, that's like three guys that I am not in love with shooting threes a lot. And, of course, Trae Young is going to take his, and he can make his own shot.
Absolutely.
I just worry about if Trae Young doesn't have it going, how their offense is going to be, who's going to pick up the slack here. But, I mean, that's to be found out. Maybe the Hawks will prove us wrong again, and they'll make it back to the ECF or something. I don't know.
You never know, man. It's crazy.
You never know, man. Crazier things have happened. So we will find out. So, you know, that's kind of how we think the East is going to play out here. So we're going to go ahead and get back into the NFL, though. But let us know what you think about all those 9 teams. Who do you think's not making the playoffs there? Because one very, very good and very proud franchise is not going to make it. We're not talking about the Pistons or the Hornets here. We're talking about, you know, Raptors, Bulls, you know, Hawks. Like, these are teams that have had success recently, and they're not ready to not make the playoffs. So it's going to be very interesting.
One little hot take. You know, I can see the Pistons make a little bit of a run, try to get into play-in.
It's a play-in run.
Yeah.
They could easily make a play-in run.
You know, I know they're young, but they have a lot of talent over there.
Definitely. A lot of talent in Detroit. They're going to be one of the most fun. I'm getting the league pass this year. I can't wait to watch Pistons games, man.
Man, I'll be over here watching some of those games
Come
with
on,
you.
yeah, man. We're gonna be watching some Pistons games here.
Hell yeah.
It'll be a fun team to watch. So
Dude, you should go up to Detroit and watch the Celtics play the Pistons.
no, dude, I'm trying to plan for. I need to check what the date is on that. I'm trying to go to that. Though.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to get to some games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm. That would be a great one to watch.
Oh,
See
yeah.
Cade
Beautiful arena, man.
Ivy and them guys, man. Sadiq Bey, I like his game.
Beautiful
Isaiah
arena.
Stewart's all right.
A lot of casinos nearby for you.
Oh, yeah, dude. I heard the casino's great up there, man.
Yeah, dude.
So, yeah, though, I mean, it's going to be a great NBA season, too. So going back to the NFL here, though.
Right.
As we continue on with the topic of the moment, we want to give you guys NBA takes. But what you guys really want is the NFL right now. So we got NFL Week 1 coming up. First game, obviously, is here on Sunday. Or Thursday, I'm sorry. We got the first game on Thursday. I just can't wait. It seems like it's too good to be true that it's here in less than 48 hours.
Yes, sir.
So in honor of this, we are going to give you guys our Week 1 picks here, each of us. And we are also going to throw in a lock of the week and an upset of the week. So Bills and Rams here. Bills at Rams. We've got Buffalo favored by 2.5. Just keep that in mind. Who do you have for Week 1?
Nick, you and I were talking about before the show. I was going back and forth with him. I was like, man, Nick, I could see, I could see the Bills going to LA, pulling this out. And then, you made a very good point, just with the injuries on the Bills defensive backs right now, with Trey White being hurt, not playing. So he won't be, guarding Cooper Kupp. Man, I have to go with the Rams.
Okay, so you go with the Rams.
I got to go with the Rams.
So, yeah, you brought that up. I'm going with the Bills here. Now, again, there is Tre'Davious White is out. There's things. Week 1 is so crazy, man.
It
and
is.
On the road, it's a far away for the Bills. I just kind of am going with. I don't know why they're favored, but I think Vegas knows something, and I'm kind of just tailing on. I'm saying the Bills are going to go in there. The Rams, you got to think too. It's the first game after the Super Bowl. They win. You might be like, well, it's cool. We just won the Super Bowl. They maybe won't. Like last year, I didn't think the Bucs were going to struggle with the Cowboys. I know they won, but that game was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it's true.
And a lot more competitive. So I think it's going to be a very competitive game. And I trust Josh Allen to pull it out at the end more than I trust Matthew Stafford. No diss to Matthew Stafford, but Josh Allen is that guy. So
I mean, bro, this is about as even as it gets.
Yeah, it's a great game.
Yeah,
this is depth.
absolutely.
It could be. This could be the game of the year, Week 1, right out of the way. Week 1,
absolutely,
game of the year.
man.
Seriously, what game is going to be better than this? It's going to be great.
I'm so hyped.
I can't wait.
Me too, bro.
So yeah, Bills and Rams, Week 1, going to be a great game. We're moving on here. We got Vikings and Packers. So this is Packers at Vikings. Green Bay is actually favored by 1.5. So who do you got here, man?
Dude, I gotta go. I'm going with my Minnesota Vikings. It's a home game. We always do well against the Packers at home. Even though 2 years ago we did take a game at Lambeau, which doesn't happen often, but we usually play well against the Packers at home. Our home crowd's pretty electrifying, man. I think we pull this out by like a field goal win.
All right, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
I hope it happens, but I'm gonna go with the Packers here, man.
That's fair, bro.
I think that Aaron Rodgers, there's been a lot of talk. I think he really is going to make it a point of emphasis to come out and get his receivers up to speed here.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's kind of have, it's weird to say a guy that just won MVP could have a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah.
But I do believe that he might be a little fired up for this game just to come out there and kind of silence doubters on the Packers here. So I'm going on that. There's a lot of crazy things that happen in Week 1, though.
It's good. Yeah.
So I could see the Vikings pulling it out, but that's a close one. I think it's going to be a real
way.
good game, too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that. And now we have a less this game's a little bit less hyped up here.
Less appealing.
Yeah, we've got Saints at Falcons. Now, New Orleans is favored by 5.5 on the road, which is actually crazy. I think, honestly, a good bet maybe would be the Falcons getting 5.5 points at home. Week 1, it's crazy. This is Jameis Winston. This is not prime Drew Brees coming in here. This is Jameis Winston. I mean, Mariota, as much as I don't really believe in Mariota, it's Week 1, dude.
Right.
The Falcons
absolutely.
they're playing at home. 5.5 is a lot, so I might be looking to take Falcons plus 5.5 there. But who do you got in this game winning?
Just winning?
Yeah, just straight up
I
winning.
gotta go with the Saints. I think the
Saints,
Saints will go up there and pull it out, win by like 10 or so.
Okay, so you think that they're going to cover the spread?
I think they will. I think Jameis is, got Chris Olave, Michael Thomas will be back. I think the offense will be too much for the Falcons defense.
Yeah, the Falcons defense isn't great.
Yeah, it's mediocre.
It's just like I said, week one's crazy.
Yeah.
Things can happen. I just think that's a little bit of an odd line. So I would say
I agree.
Falcons. But in terms of winning the game, I think the Saints. I think the Saints could pull away with a field goal, 3 or 4 or 5 point win. I don't think they're going to cover the spread though, but I'll probably be wrong. I'm not,
not to remind you, man. This is actually a rivalry. These two teams hate each other.
Exactly.
So
I think it's going to be close.
This can go either way, man.
Yeah, I think week one the Falcons have too much pride. Like if this was a week 13 matchup and the Falcons sucked, okay, then I would be like, well, yeah, don't take the Falcons with the points. Yeah. But in terms of a rivalry game, I think it's going to be closer than people think.
Absolutely, man.
So
I agree.
Yes, but I'm still taking the Saints overall. Moving on here, we have 49ers at Bears. 49ers are favored by a touchdown here, 7. Who do you got in this game?
Dude, give me the Niners in this one. The Bears have so many problems up over there. Just give me the Niners. I'm not even going to get into it.
Yeah, a lot of problems for the Bears. Offensive line's not great. 49ers are a more solid team. Of course, Trey Lance, still a question mark. This would be a good game to see the Trey Lance versus Justin Fields comparison here.
It would be
an awesome game to watch for that.
Very
for
good
that
point.
reason, at least, see who performs better.
Yeah.
Obviously, Justin Fields is at a disadvantage with a way worse team. But it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Yeah, I also have the 49ers here. In terms of betting, I think I just stay away from this game. That 7 just is kind of weird. I don't want to take the 49ers with 7 because that's a lot on the road. But at the same time, the Bears just aren't good. I don't trust the Bears at all. So I would probably just stay away from that game if it was me.
Yeah, I agree, bro.
So next game we got here, we got my Steelers at the Bengals. The line is currently 6.5 in favor of Cincinnati. Who you got in this game, man?
See, man, I think this could be a closer game than many people think. Steelers got blown out twice by the Bengals last year. They're going to come in this year and make sure that won't happen again.
I hope.
So I think
make it respectable.
It'll be a respectable game, but unfortunately, Nick, I hope I'm wrong. I think the Bengals are going to pull it out, but I think it'll be a lot closer than what the games were last year.
Yeah, honestly, this is a game that I'm thinking about betting just because 6.5. I think the Steelers can make it a good game, but I'm going Bengals. I could see Bengals winning by, 4 to 6 probably.
Yeah.
But I definitely think the Bengals are going to win. As much as I hate to say that as a Steelers fan, I'm going to pick the Bengals here.
Yeah,
They got a hell of a team, and they upgraded their one weakness, which was offensive line. So
yeah.
I'm really just scared about the Steelers' offensive line. It's not good at all, and they really haven't gotten it much better than last year. It's slightly, in terms of personnel, better than last year, but not much. And it was horrible last year. So
I agree, bro.
I don't see it being too great. Next year, we've got Eagles at Lions. Philadelphia favored by 4 points here on the road.
Ooh.
Who do you got in this game, man?
Bro, this one, I think it's going to be also a pretty tight game, believe it or not, man. I am going with the Eagles. I think it'll be a really close game. Man, I could go either way, though, bro. I have to hesitate a little bit, but
yeah?
I will take the Eagles on the road in a very, very close game.
All right.
The Lions are going to come out they're going to come out fighting, dude.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going with the Lions here. This is my upset of the week. Now, they're at home, but they're 4-point dogs, so I'm going to call this an upset. Lions upset of the week. Dan Campbell has to have them ready to play. I really like Dan Campbell. And they, the hard knocks, momentum and stuff, maybe will carry him in there. But I think that they can get Jalen Hurts kind of rattled, and Jared Goff's a veteran quarterback, so playing at home, I think they could easily pull this game out. So this would be my upset of the week. So moving on here, though, this is a very interesting game, too. I believe these teams played week 1 last year. We have Patriots at Dolphins. Now, Miami at home favored by 3.5. Who do you got in this game, man?
All right, man. So I know New England always struggles at Miami in the past. That's their kryptonite for whatever reason. This is my hot take. I'm going with the New England Patriots taking a W down there.
Oh, wow.
Week
so
1,
upset alert here?
That's mine. Yeah.
All right.
I think, you got to remember who their head coach is, Bill Belichick.
Yep.
I'm never, I hate betting against the man. I think he finds a way to get it done against a very high-powered Miami Dolphins defense.
Yeah. No, I mean, Dolphins on paper should be a good team.
Absolutely.
I'm going to take the Dolphins in this game. I think, yeah, they don't play very good in Miami. I don't know if it's distractions or what goes on with the Patriots players when they go down there, man.
Yeah.
But they do not play good in Miami. So I'm going to take Miami Dolphins here. I'm going to trust in Tua and Tyreek Hill to get that connection going ASAP.
Good pick, man. I can see that.
I can see it happen, yeah. So moving on here, we have another 7-point favorite on the road here.
Ooh.
Ravens at Jets. They're getting 7 points here. Now, in terms of betting, if it's Joe Flacco, I don't know. I don't think I'd bet if it's Joe Flacco. He's just so old, man. I know it's his former team. Maybe have some. But if it's Zach Wilson, if he starts, maybe I would take that. But honestly, kind of like the 49ers-Bears game, I'd probably just stay the hell away from this game. But in terms of who wins the game, who do you got, man?
In terms of winning, Nick, I got the Baltimore Ravens pulling this out. Shout out to my soon-to-be brother-in-laws. One's a Ravens fan, one's a Jets fan. So that'll be a fun week one matchup for you guys. But man, I think Baltimore just too much offense. Their defense, everyone will be back from injuries last year. It'd just be too much for the Jets. So I think they'll take that W.
Yeah, Baltimore usually always plays good week one too. It seems
they
like,
do,
man. Especially they always seem like they're playing a real bad team week one. They play like the Dolphins when they were bad.
When Lamar Jackson's MVP year.
Yeah, dude, they always play like some of the worst teams.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they'll win by about 30. So I would stay away from that bet, honestly. Unless you want to bet the Ravens, that'd probably be the bet to make. I think they'll win by more than 7, especially if it's Flacco. I'd probably bet that. So next here, we got another interesting game here. We have Jaguars at Commanders. Ooh. Washington is favored by 2.5 here. Who you got?
Nick, I'm taking the Jacksonville Jaguars, man.
Wow.
Dude, bear with me here a little bit. I'm excited about this Commanders team, don't get me wrong, with Wentz and Jahan Dotson and, Terry McLaurin, of course. But, dude, this Jaguars team, just sit down and just think about this. You got Trevor Lawrence with a brand new coaching staff who I feel like they'll have got into the right direction, man.
I would hope.
You got Travis Etienne coming in from who's injured all of last year. Yep. They got Christian Kirk in the offseason, who's a pretty decent wide receiver. You have Marvin Jones Jr. They made some improvements on defense. Like, man, I think they go up to Washington and take a W, man.
I mean, I don't think it's a crazy thing to say. If Trevor Lawrence is that guy, it could happen.
Yeah.
If Carson Wentz falls into a turnover deal, I mean, think about this. The last game he played was against the Jaguars. Nice playing him again with the Colts last year.
Ooh.
So maybe he's going to have either a revenge in his heart or he's going to fold. But I'm going to go with the revenge. As you guys know, if you didn't watch episode 1, you'll find out now. I am kind of like a Carson Wentz. I don't know why. I'm a Carson Wentz believer. I'm not going to say I'm a Carson Wentz bandwagon guy. I'm a Carson Wentz believer still somehow. I'm like one of the last people out here that are like still thinking that he could be like a top 15, 20 quarterback in the league if everything goes right. So I think that he's going to have something to prove here. It's kind of his last chance with the Commanders here. It seems like his last chance to be a starting quarterback. So I think he's going to want to try to right his wrongs. And he played the Jaguars last year and fumbled the whole season away. So I think he's going to come out with a little bit of a vengeance here. And he is going to go out there and win this game. But going to be a very good game, I believe.
I think it will be too.
So next, speaking of revenge, we have Browns at Panthers here. One of the most intriguing week 1 matchups out there, I believe. So Carolina currently favored by only 1.5. Should be one of the closest games of the weekend. Who you got, man?
Wow, dude, this is tough, man. It's probably one of the hardest picks for me. Though, I am going to I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I am actually going to go with the shout out to you, Sam Wildman. I'm going with the Cleveland Browns on this one. I think Baker folds in this game, man. I think he chokes. I think he has a bad game. I think Brissett just squeaks by, man. To get it'd be a tough win. Don't get me wrong. I don't expect it to be a blowout.
Right.
I think Brissett gets out just pries out a victory down there, man.
I mean, I could see it happening. I'm going with the Panthers here, just off the sole fact that I think Baker is going to be so motivated.
I can see
similar to how Carson Wentz is going to be motivated. I think if everything goes right, he's got new weapons, of course. I think he has better weapons than
DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson.
In terms of his weapons last year, these are better. When he had Odell healthy and stuff, probably similar.
True.
But I think he's got a very good chance to have a great
McCaffrey.
game. Yeah. And I see the Panthers squeaking this one out here. Maybe Baker makes some kind of game-winning drive or something. Who knows, man? I can see it happening.
Wow. Can you imagine, bro?
Would be great, though.
Wow.
I am rooting to see Baker Mayfield resurge his career because I believe that the Cleveland Browns kind of did him wrong
Yeah, I
he was
agree.
hurt. He played through injury, gave it all he had, and they kind of just kicked him to the curb. So I want to see the comeback story, and I want to see Baker resurge his career here in Carolina. So this would be the first step to doing that. And what better team to play week 1 than the Browns? So
Yeah.
moving on here to our last 1 o'clock Eastern game, we have Colts at Texans. Another 7-point road favorite here. So Indianapolis favored by 7. Who you got?
You know, man, I'm excited about a couple of things with this matchup, believe it or not. I'm excited to see how Matt Ryan looks the first time ever in his career not wearing an Atlanta Falcons uniform.
Yeah, that is
You
wild.
know, I'm excited to watch him play for the Indianapolis Colts and see how he does on the road against the Texans. But one player on the Texans, man, who I'm really excited about actually is Dameon Pierce, man. No one talks about him. No one knows who he is. I barely knew who he was. I didn't know what college
If you
he
play
went to.
fantasy, you know who he is. But if you don't play fantasy, you probably have no idea who he is.
Facts, man. And you know, I'm just, I think the Colts are gonna go down there and get the victory. But this is a game where I'm excited to see how players do on each team.
Yeah, definitely see how they fit, see how the fit is. I'm also going with the Colts here though.
Yeah.
The Colts, I think Matt Ryan is as much as I like Carson Wentz, I think in this system, Matt Ryan is an upgrade.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be like kind of how Phillip Rivers was for them 2 years ago, but like elevated slightly better than how Phillip Rivers was, because I believe Matt Ryan has more in the tank than Phil Rivers did when he joined the Colts for that season. And
100%.
that team with Phil Rivers was pretty good. They were this close to beating the Bills in the playoff game week in the wild card. So I think that they could have a good season, and I think this is the first step, of course.
Yeah.
So I see them beating the Texans pretty handily here.
Yeah, me too, bro. Yeah, me too.
So we're going to move on here to the 4 o'clock games. We have the Chiefs at Cardinals here. Now, this is really surprising to me. Kansas City favored by 6.5 points. Now, me as a betting man, I don't know if this is a trap. I would say all day I'm taking the Cardinals. You're at home getting 6.5. It's the Cardinals. They usually play well early. This just seems like a trap. It's like they want you to take that. It's like the Chiefs. I don't know, man.
I want to do it, man.
I mean, who do you got in this game?
Bro, this is actually the number one game this weekend I'm looking forward to the most. Right. And let me explain why. You got two high-power offenses going at it against each other, okay? Both defenses are mediocre.
Yeah.
So you expected there to be a lot of scoring, okay? I think both quarterbacks throw for over 300 yards. I think both have at least 2 touchdown passes. I think Patrick Mahomes has 3 or 4. But, dude.
So you're thinking a shootout.
I think it's going to be a shootout, man. I mean, both defense, especially the Chiefs, both defenses, man, they're just average, you know?
Right.
Man, I think I got the Chiefs going on the road in Arizona, pulling out the victory, man. I think Mahomes just looks like his old MVP self in this game.
Yeah. I mean, I can't really argue against that. I'm going to take the Cardinals, though.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Just them being at home and, like, as crazy as week 1 can get, I think Mahomes, there's going to be some growing pains without Tyreek Hill. And, Cardinals, they got Marquise Brown reunited with Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
I think that there is going to be a little bit of Kyler Murray to prove, too. There's been a lot of talk about Kyler Murray in the offseason, so I think he's going to come out motivated. But I think it's going to be a great game, yeah. And I could see the Chiefs winning, but I think the Cardinals pull this one out here.
You got to remember, too, man, both teams are really good in September. Look at the Chiefs' record in September since Mahomes took over at quarterback.
And the Cardinals last year started off great.
Yeah,
they started off great the last 2 years, actually.
Yeah, they started off, 8-0 last year? Something crazy?
I believe so.
Until the Packers went in there and beat them.
Yep.
But, dude, I just think Patrick Mahomes grows a new connection with some of these receivers. A guy like Juju. I can see him and Juju having a pretty good connection. I think I can see Hardman, making a huge leap. You know, I don't know how Sky Moore is going to be, but he has pretty good potential.
Yeah. So the Chiefs are going to look good.
We'll see.
But I still think the Cardinals win that game.
Yeah, man, it can go either way.
Yeah, anything can happen, yeah. Another great game here involving the AFC West. We have the Raiders at Chargers here. Chargers are favored by 3 points. Should be a hell of a game.
Wow.
Who you got in this game, man?
Bro, this is probably just up there with the Chiefs and Cardinals for excitement-wise, man. Both of these teams made a lot of additions in the offseason. I'm excited to see how it all plays out. I think it's going to be a good game, obviously. Both teams are, pretty, have a bunch of talent.
Oh, yeah.
I think the Chargers take this one, man.
All right.
I think Herbert just goes off this game.
I could see that happening.
Yeah.
I'm also taking the Chargers in this game.
Okay.
I believe, yeah. I mean, I'm interested to see how that Derek Carr, Devontae Adams connection gets started here. But
Me too, bro.
at the end of the day, Chargers, Justin Herbert, and them guys. I mean, they got a squad, man. They got an all-star team out there.
Oh my God,
And
dude!
if things get clicking early, this game could.
It could be ugly.
It could be ugly, though.
It could
I
be.
mean, if things click for the Chargers this year, it could be ugly for the entire NFL.
Absolutely.
But obviously, last year they underachieved due to whether you want to believe it was coaching or whatever you
Right.
want to believe, defense, coaching, whatever you want to say. We'll see if those issues are fixed this year. But I think in this game alone, I'm taking the Chargers for sure. Now, another game. This is a Week 1 rematch of last year again. We have the Sunday night football game, Buccaneers at Cowboys. Buccaneers are favored by.
Oh no, you're totally fine, bro.
Buccaneers are favored by 2.5 points here, and should be one of the best games of the week as well. Who do you got in this game, man?
Dude, this one's hard because I originally was going to think the Buccaneers were going to take this game.
Yeah.
But when their center Jensen got hurt, it made me think, man, this Cowboys defensive line is no joke.
Mm-hmm.
Micah Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence coming at you. I mean,
DeMarcus Lawrence still there. They lost Randy Gregory, not DeMarcus.
Yeah. Okay.
DeMarcus Lawrence
Sorry, I
still
had a
there. Yep.
huge, brain fart there.
Very
But,
good.
man, I just think the Cowboys at home, Jerry World, I think they get this done, man. I think they get revenge from last year's Week 1 matchup. There'll be a lot of hype down there in Dallas. It'll be a close game, don't get me wrong. I'm never going to rule out Tom Brady, but I think the Cowboys take it.
Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying. I'm going with the GOAT just because it's Tom Brady.
Absolutely.
And I believe Tom Brady, Sunday Night Football, Week 1, there's a lot of talk right now. He was kind of irritated in that post-game interview after the preseason game.
Oh, yeah.
It seems like he's just like, he's kind of pissed off. And I think when you take a guy as good as he is, still last year he was great. As good as he is, and you get him a little pissed off, you get him out there on the field.
Yeah, dude.
Sunday Night Football, I think he's going to go out there and perform very well. And I had the Buccaneers win this game, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if the Cowboys pull this out. But I am going to go with the Bucs here. Bucs defense is also very good, and I think they're going to shut down the run for the Cowboys. And Dak's going to be without Amari Cooper, so I'm going to see how he does with CeeDee Lamb. I don't know if Michael Gallup's going to be back for Week 1 either. Do you know about that?
So.
I don't think he's back yet.
No.
They got that Kevontae Turpin guy who was a dog in preseason, but we'll see if that. We'll see if that. We'll see if that.
Preseason is a lot different than regular season.
Right. Is that going to carry over into the regular season? I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So we have 2 games left for you. We actually forgot to do this game. This was the 1:00 game, I think. But we have Titans at Giants. We forgot to do this game. Titans at Giants. Giants at
the Titans.
Yeah, Giants at Titans. Oh, shoot. All right, sorry. Giants at Titans cool, here. 5.5 is the number favored for the Titans here. Who do you got?
Dude, I'm not going to take too much time on this one. I got the Titans winning. I think Derrick Henry will have a good game. Great game. But for the Giants, though, I think Saquon will show signs of his rookie year a little bit.
If you're a fantasy owner for Saquon, you're also you're also hoping.
I think Saquon would have I think he'll have at least 1 rushing touchdown. I can see him having 2, but I don't think he'll be enough to beat the Titans.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think he's going to be enough. This is actually my lock of the week here. I believe the Titans are going to pull this out. Derrick Henry with the full offseason, he's going to be healthy. I think they're just going to lean on the run. I don't believe in the Giants' defense. Their offense might be a little improved with Brian Daboll coming in because I like him as a coach. But in terms of the team overall, obviously, Titans, even with the losses that they've had over the offseason, still going to be a lot more solid of a team. And I believe they go in there and they take care of business. And I think 5.5 is kind of low. I see them winning by at least a touchdown.
Or 2,
so that is a bet I'm looking at as well. Because I think 6 or 7 is probably the number I'd say the minimum they win by. But then again, it is Week 1. Anything can happen.
Crazy things happen. Yep.
And then we're going to go to the last game of the Week 1 lineup here. We have another similar to the Baker and Browns game. We've got the Broncos and Russell Wilson coming into Seattle. Monday Night Football should be a great atmosphere here. It's going to be interesting seeing Russell Wilson not in a Seattle Seahawks
oh my God.
jersey, but playing. against the 12th man. It's going to be a really, really cool atmosphere.
Oh, yeah.
Denver favored by 6.5 here. Who do you got in this game, man?
Dude, I'm really excited about this game, Nick. You know, I think the Broncos go to Seattle, get Russell Wilson's first win as a Denver Bronco in Seattle. Like, how special is that, man?
Yeah,
that's pretty darn cool. But there are some players I'm excited to keep an eye on with the Seahawks, like Kenneth Walker possibly. I don't know how much play time he gets.
He's questionable to play, so if he does play,
I hope they give him time. I hope they give him a chance to play because, dude, he was amazing at Michigan State. But I'm also just curious to see just the quarterback situation in Seattle. Like, poor DK, man, Tyler Lockett.
It's gonna be Geno, yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm just excited to see how he'll play, and if Drew Lock will have to come in, just for how Geno Smith will play. But I don't know, man. I just think overall, I think Denver goes into Seattle, just gets the dub, man.
Yeah, I mean, I also believe that. I don't see any way the Seahawks win this game unless their defense is creating turnovers or something. Right. Because Geno Smith is not enough to beat Russell Wilson. They're gonna need turnovers or like special teams. Gonna have to play well, maybe get a block punt or something. I mean, they're gonna need some things to fall their way.
Absolutely.
For this to happen, and I just don't see that happening. So yeah, I think the Broncos are gonna win. I think you have this as lock of the week, right?
This is that's correct.
Lock of the week.
This is my lock of the week. I just don't see any chance to see
anyway. And this is as close to a lock as it can get for me, too. Honestly,
dude. Yeah.
I have a little bit more faith in the Titans just because they're at home, but I see the Broncos pulling this out. Honestly. But overall, I can't wait for week 1. It's going to be a hell of a week here, man.
I can't wait either. Is there like any rookie you're most excited to watch? You think will have a breakout? Week 1.
I mean,
particular rookie.
I think George Pickens is one you got to watch.
Absolutely.
Obviously, being a Steelers fan, seeing him. But also, like you mentioned it too, Dameon Pierce. He could have a breakout time. Breece Hall as well for the Jets. He could break out, and we could see some flashes from him. You got anybody else in your mind to watch for?
One other player I've really been hearing about who's been just tearing it up at preseason at practice, man, is Jahan Dotson for the Commanders. I've been hearing rumors that Carson Wentz has been, he's been Carson Wentz's favorite target at practice. So we'll see, man. I'm just curious to see what's going to get done over there in Washington.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see what Terry McLaurin fantasy owners think about that.
True.
Will he be getting the targets that he was getting with Taylor Heineke and Alex Smith and those guys?
Absolutely. If any of them have not picked up Jahan Dotson, if he's like for whatever reason on waivers, go pick him up because it sounds like he can get some touches.
Especially if you're in a 10-team league.
Yeah.
We did a 10-team fantasy draft tonight. The pickings at wide receiver, I mean, there's a lot of them out there, but it gets tough. You get to the point where you're like, you gotta take some risk here, and you don't know. So Jahan Dotson maybe is a good guy to snag. If you haven't done your draft yet, I guess you're almost running out of time. I guess
Yeah.
Because by the time you see this, it's probably the day of. I believe this will be going out on Thursday, so it'll be the day of week 1. But hey, anyway, if you do have them, time to get excited. Or if you can pick them up on waivers, go ahead and get on that. And if it doesn't work out, you can just blame Nick over here, man. He told you to do it, so you can come blame us.
Give me all the hate. Give me all the hate. I'll take it.
Yeah. So, but yeah, pretty much that is going to wrap up the show today. I hope you all enjoyed. Let us know who your lock of the week is, and give us an upset too in the comments, man.
Absolutely.
Who you guys got winning this week?
Yep.
And what game are you most excited for too?
For sure. There's a few of them.
It's gonna be a great week.
I can't wait, man.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I mean, again, hit us up on social media at Blazin Takes Pod everywhere. Give us your Blazin Takes, whatever you want to say. Like, if you want to give us a tennis take or something, I mean, we'll put it on. I don't care.
Yeah.
Give us a take. We want to hear from you guys.
Yeah.
So if you give us a take, we'll get you on here, and
most definitely.
we will debate that. Even if it's for a couple seconds, we'll debate it for you though. So. Yeah, man. You got anything else you want to leave them with, man?
No, man. This is a good time, man. Stay tuned with us. Like I said, it's all still in the works.
We're upgrading our equipment as the week goes here. So we hope that you guys are enjoying the quality here.
Absolutely.
And we're in it for the long run. So stick with us. Make sure to subscribe. You can find our podcast Spotify.
Yep.
You know, we're on these with YouTube here if you want to watch, and that's pretty much the best way to get it from us. And then, you know, we're active on TikTok and Instagram and Twitter and stuff. So yeah. So connect with us though. More episodes coming soon. And yeah, without further ado, we're gonna head out of here.
Yeah.
We'll see y'all next time.
Peace out.